Validate your proficiency in cybersecurity with Simply Learn Cybersecurity Expert Master's Program or infrastructure.
जो भी कृष्ण को मानते हैं, जिनका मुझ में विश्वास है कि नीतीश भारद्वाज कोई काम करता है तो अच्छा काम करता है, तो ये एक अवसर मैं आपके सामने लाकर दे रहा हूँ। ध्यान की मदद कीजिए और अपना निष्काम कर्मयोग निभाइए।
Principal of Christ Academy Institute for Advanced Studies, Dr. Father Davis Fernandez, CMI, the Principal of Christ Academy Institute of Law, fathers present online, Dr. Sini John, Academic Coordinator, Christ Academy Institute of Law, all distinguished guests, faculty members, and all my dear students and participants as well. I, Pratiksha Chandra, 10th semester student of Christ Academy Institute of Law, deem it a privilege to be the host of and to cordially welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of our second National Moot Court Competition 2022. Before we start today's program, all attendees, please note that this session is being streamed live on YouTube. Please find the link in the chat box if you would wish to share it with your family and friends. I request all the teams and participants join online to pin and rotate the screen to have a full and complete view of the program. Let us begin this ceremony by bowing down to the Supreme Almighty for His selfless love and affection and seek blessings for the upcoming competition. I request everyone to rise as we play the prayer. Of convener, Shreya Denson. So please join us for the lighting of.
You're my friend, my love. You're my light, my God. You are my babe. You are my truth. You are my star, shining sky. You're my friend, my love. You're my light, my God.
Call upon Shreya Denson, the convener of Christ Academy Institute of Law, Moot Court Committee, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, everyone. I, Shreya Denson, convener of Moot Court Committee, welcomes you all to the second Christ Academy National Moot Court Competition. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome all the dignitaries for gracing this event today. I welcome our chief guest, Professor Dr. Joseph Varghese, member of our advisory board and former vice chairman, Central Administrative Tribunal, and a practicing lawyer, Supreme Court and High Court of Karnataka. I welcome Dr. Father Babu Paul, Manager, Christ Academy Educational Institution, Principal, Christ Academy Institute for Advanced Studies. I welcome Father Joyce and Father Viju, who have joined us online. To Dr. Sini John, Academic Coordinator, all faculty members, and students of Christ Academy Institute of Law. We extend a hearty welcome to all the participants from various law colleges from India who have joined us today via Google Meet. Mooting can best be described as an activity that comes closest to being a lawyer while still studying at law school. It involves identifying legal issues out of complex factual scenario, doing exhaustive research on those issues for advanced arguments with authorities, followed by drafting extensive written submission, and finally drilling orals before a bench of eminent judges. In a nutshell, it's everything a lawyer is expected to do once he starts practicing law. The Christ Academy Institute of Law Moot Court Committee is a student-run committee entrusted with the responsibility of administering and facilitating all the mooting-related activities at our institution and upholding the high standards of excellence that we have set for ourselves in the field of mooting. It supports the student community by organizing informative and helpful workshops, seminars, and guest lectures frequently. Moreover, it also caters to the need of the students by guiding them through the event and always has a free hand in solving their queries at any point of time. Every year, a theoretical as well as a practical training is provided to the students for moot court, time counseling, and trial advocacy through a series of workshops conducted by experienced mooters. Intra-college moot court competition is conducted every semester for students. Based on their performance in these intra-moot court competitions, the teams are selected to represent the college in various national and international moot court competitions. Our students have represented us in various national moot court competitions and made our institution proud. Very recently, in this semester, a team consisting of our students won the same national moot court competition conducted by St. Wilfred College of Law, Panvel. In the previous semester, our students won the VM Salgaonkar National Moot Court Competition and CCI DNLU Second Justice GP Singh Memorial National Moot Court Competition. After 4 years of building a good mooting culture at Christ Academy Institute of Law, the Moot Court Committee hosted its first National Moot Court Competition in June 2021. Today, we continue to work in that spirit and host the second National Moot Court Competition. We are overwhelmed by seeing the participation from 30 teams from renowned law colleges all across India, who will be competing tomorrow for attaining the top 8 spots qualified for the quarterfinals, which will be held online. The competition will commence tomorrow, followed by quarterfinals, semi-final, and final round to be held in offline mode on 3rd and 4th September. Given the theme of competition, an effort has been made that the judges consist of practicing lawyers and academicians. This is our first endeavor in hosting a hybrid form of national moot court competition, and I hope in the next few days we are able to provide all the teams with a good mooting experience. I once again, on behalf of the Moot Court Committee, welcome you all to the second Christ Academy Institute of Law National Moot Court Competition. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreya. Before we move on, I request our team to present a small video clipping introducing our college campus. Father Davis Panadam, CMI, a beloved principal of Christ Academy Institute of Law, to address the gathering.
Dr. Josephine Varghese, Chief Guest of today, Dr. Babu Paul, Manager, Christ Academy Group of Institutions, my colleagues, my dear students and participants. Good morning to all dignitaries on and off the dais. We at Christ Academy of Law are in pursuit of a dynamic environment that promotes holistic development of students. Christ Academy of Law, a constituent unit of Christ Academy Group of Institution, is born out of the educational vision of Saint Kuriakos Elias Chavara, a visionary who founded the Carmelites of Mary Immaculate Congregation, CMI, in 1831. A focus on holistic education, impetus on quality, educational pedagogy based on values, social commitment, and cooperation of families are the significant aims of CMI educational policy. Kyle began his journey in the year 2017 with a handful of students and a couple of faculty members. We are proud to say that within a short span of 5 years, Kyle has achieved many milestones, and we are sure that he will be one of the top educational institutions in the country in a few years' time. Kyle presently offers BA, BBA, and BCom LLB integrated program. Diversity and national character are two hallmarks of our admission policy. 25% of seats are reserved for students from Karnataka village, and at present, we have students from 27 states who are pursuing their studies here. Historically, the first ever moot court in the world was documented in the year 1997. The idea was derived from the practice of inns of courts and chancery in the 14th century. The focus was not only to understand the subject of law, but also the culture, art, and other essentials pervading the human life. When formal law education began in the US, their professors followed a similar process. Mooting, like other key aspects, is borrowed from Britain. In India, mooting was ratified in the year 1981 by the Bar Council of India. By the year 1985, mooting started to become an essence of all good law schools, and Christ Academy of Law, from the first semester onwards, we start intra-moot court competitions. My dear young friends, mooting is a very important part in your legal education. While much stress is laid by educationalists on literacy and numeracy, but we hear little about the importance of being articulate. Why is it supposed that speaking comes naturally and needs no effort or concentration? Fluency and clear enunciation are particularly important for the lawyer. Taking part in moots will help you in these respects and also give you experience in the art of persuasion and of putting a case intelligibly. Mooting helps in the overall development of an individual as a good and proficient lawyer, and participating in moot court competition regularly makes a student familiar with the proceedings that take place generally in real courtrooms. I'm so happy to note that 28 teams representing various colleges and universities from across the country are participating in this moot court competition, which is based on such a relevant and important topic in the current context. There may be only one team which may emerge as a winner in this competition, but for each participant, the exposure that is gained here would bring in victories in the future. Finally, I wish the organizers and the participants a great success. I remain. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Father. I now welcome Dr. Father Babu Paul, CMI, the manager of Christ Academy Educational Institutions, and Principal of Christ Academy Institute for Advanced Studies, to deliver the presidential address.
Very good morning to you all. Professor Dr. Joseph Varghese, the chief guest of the day. Dr. Father Davis, the principal. Dr. Cindy John, academic coordinator. Faculty members and my dear students. Indeed, so a pleasant morning. I'm so happy to be a part of this Moot competition inauguration session. As such, it gives rather good immense pleasure there for everybody to look forward to another competing ground, inviting the people from all across the country. And I'm sure that this gives a rather good occasion for us to open up our sense there for the rest of the institutions across the country. I do appreciate the community members, the principal and all the members of the faculty who have taken initiative in such a way to go forward. And that too with a rather good tradition that has set even there within a short span of time. And from that ground, I do have a great appreciation the way things going. Today, as we gather, we have a couple of things there for our consideration. And from that point of view only, the people who have been there, trained there in the legal profession, to have another platform to prove your medal in such a way, with a certain amount of professionalism, it is the day's work. And I'm sure that yes, we are there on the right track. Higher education becomes a heavily priority of our nation. And across the nation, the number of higher educationists, regardless of whether it is technical, medical, or professional, legal, we know that. It has been given inordinate importance. I don't say that it's inordinate importance, but I say significant importance given to. And also that has been taken there with a priority for the part of the government. We know that the enormous amount of resources that we spend there for the higher education, training the young minds in order to become a healthy nation. The young minds that we train today in order to become the architects of the nation, to build up the nation in such a way there for the coming up generation and centuries. And as this has been equated or tallied in such a way, we see that the result finding its expression in the young, challenging generation of youngsters there in the professional ground. And as such, the platforms of this kind gives us rather good occasion in order to put ourselves out with our best. And from that point of view, this Moot competition for the academic year 2022 serves its purpose. I do appreciate the principal, Dr. Father Davis, and also academic coordinators, all the faculty members, members of the administrative staff, working as a team in order to put up this show. Because nonetheless, the people who have been going to be a part of this are innumerable. And also the type of imprint that we are going to leave there in the minds of the youngsters are immense. So from that point of view, it assumes lots of importance. Being a part of this law institute, this academy, I'm sure that gives you another added advantage or that might in your professional career. Because though the short period of time that it's from its inception, that seemed little importance that the type of quality education that we impart there to the students there on the road. We never make it rather there in short or scaled manner, but we are giving it in such a way where immense in terms of our resources. We have another beautiful green canopy canvas set as a ground for you to develop yourself and nurture it there in such a way so that you will be able to come up with your best. Don't depend upon whatever that is there in the confines of the classroom. Don't put yourself there in the buildings of the library and that you are accessible to the books there in the library hall. Don't confine yourself there with the resources exclusively there on the faculty point of view. Beyond that, there is a rather wider and colorful horizon that's beyond your reach. The only thing is that how far you are ready to put yourself in, how much you are ready to expand yourself and stretch your mind in such a way and be a part of this professional trade. That's what it matters. So the 3 to 5 years or the 5 years plus that you are spending in the campus, should definitely enrich you. And that should put your best there and come out the best. That's what I would suggest. So today, as we are starting with the second venture, the first one, we have another good success story to tell. They've got a community of batches of students. And the second one, a long way to go. But of course, that will add up the quality and then enrich yourself, the people who are there in the room. And we have great appreciation the way going, the things going, and I'm sure that this will also be another milestone in the history of the Law Academy here in the campus. I thank the principal and also the academic coordinators and the faculty members for finding time and putting yourself, your best, making yourself available for the student community. I wish you all the best and wish you God's best work.
Thank you so much, Father. I must say your work has motivated us to give out the best out of us in the next 5 years. Thank you, sir. I now take the privilege of introducing the chief guest of today's ceremony. Dr. Joseph P. Verghese is a practicing lawyer in the Honorable Supreme Court of India and High Court of Karnataka and a member of Christ Academy Institute of Law Advisory Board. From being actively involved in organizing legal aid activities in Gujarat to serving as the first chairman of Central Administrative Tribunal Principal Bench in Delhi and being the Vice Chancellor of Hidayatullah National Law University, Raipur, Sir has a plethora of experience which a brief introduction may never justify. In the tribal areas of South Gujarat, he was able to organize the first ever legal aid camp presided over by Honorable Justice P.N. Bhagavati, as there he was. During the early years of his practice, Dr. Jose was very active in PIL activities. The notable ones were the 7 cases of tribals who had displaced without due rehabilitation when major dams were constructed. He was also a central government counsel for 3 years and central government senior counsel for 6 years. Dr. Jose has always been appointed as arbitrator for several cases by various honorable high courts. With a passion for arbitration, he continues to advise a number of law firms on starting online arbitration, both domestic as well as international commercial arbitration. Since 2017, Dr. Jose was a professor emeritus at Maro Rachna University, a state university, Surat, Delhi, NCR, where he initiated the establishment of a center for legislative research. He is a member, academic council at Gujarat Maritime University, also advising them for developing the upcoming International Center for Maritime Disputes at Gandhinagar, Gujarat. He is also a professor, faculty professor at Gujarat National Law University, Gandhinagar, teaching ancient Indian legal and constitutional history. Dr. Jose has also written extensively on children in India and human rights. It is indeed an honor to have someone of his standing amongst us today as we inaugurate our second national moot court competition at Keynote. I now request Father Babu Paul and Father David to step forward and felicitate our chief guest. So, please step forward.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Father. I request the chief guest to address the gathering.
respected Father Dr. Davis Panadan, Principal, Dr. Babu Paul, Manager, and other dignitaries who may be present in this online function, faculty members, and dear students. It's very encouraging to see you as young faces going to be the future lawyers, now getting, sorry, I have an order from my daughter, who is a doctor, to wear the mask all the time. And I follow their order. So it's promising to see young faces. Now you are all going to become lawyers. And please don't get into the temptation of becoming corporate lawyers. Please get into litigation. It is exciting. You should see the moment you enter the court. Of course, the beginning, you have to do for the passover for the senior and take time, and you will not be able to do anything. But when the opportunity comes back, last 40 years I have been doing, and I tell you, the training you get, especially by participating in this Moot competition, is just the beginning. It's very rudimentary. What do you get? Here, what you present by a memorial. It's a combination of pleading and written arguments in the normal. And this is a fallout of the adversarial system. We inherited the common law and a continental system where, they're totally different from common law system. But we are supposed to be a common law. Now you see the Commonwealth Games, only for those who have been where the UK has been marked for all these people. But we have been now getting training, substantive law, procedural law, and practical training by this court. But you are not getting any proper training in the oral presentation. How do you present? What is the normally in all those olden days, even these are not available. We used to put all the law books on the gate of the law college, then start practice. The practice we start from zero. You hold the file, it's just like the cleaner in a truck learning driving. And slowly, after 2 years, the truck driver will allow you to touch the wheel. Just like that. You have to follow, hold the ground of the steering and follow. But during those periods, whenever you get an occasion, you have to get prepared. What is oral presentation? In Greek, the 3 subjects they used to teach was rhetoric, logic, and what is the third one? Mathematics. There were only 3 subjects they used to teach. Mathematics we don't learn, rhetoric we don't learn, logic we don't. It is high time in the law colleges we introduce rhetoric and logic. And what we learn all from the West is not the logic. We have not been taught what is there available in Indian tradition. It's a pity. And now, somewhere the beginning have come. You know, in one of the works, I found that there are 1.5 lakh manuscripts of ancient writings, 1.5 lakh manuscripts in public repository and private collections in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Mysore. Out of that, what we Indian historians and lawyers and philosophers we deal with is hardly 7% of it. Just imagine, all the rest is what we have been told what happened in the West. It's high time that we start get into something, our rich tradition, the wisdom our sages had. And you know, I learned it from a book called History of Indian Logic by Sadish Chandra. There was a king, philosopher king, in ancient times in the 6th century BC. It's called King Janaka of Mithila, 6th century BC. All famous sages, philosophers, they used to gather in his court. And Yajnavalkya was one of them. There were two very eminent women thinkers, Ravi and Maitreyi. They are two lady sages, philosophers. But later on, you know, it all ladies' job was the issue. But in early time, no. Luckily that we are now coming up. I see more lawyers, lady lawyers in the profession. So things are changing. But ancient times, we were on the top. Ladies were equally arguing with sage Yajnavalkya in the 6th century BC. Imagine. There was another, a third lady sage which you might have not heard. Her name was Sulabha. She wanted to know what is this discussion that takes place in King Janaka's, they call it assembly. In King Janaka's assembly. What do they learn? And she wanted to know. The main thing she wanted to know was on emancipation. But it's all again, very few ladies are present, all the rest are, you know, sages with the. So she thought she will pretend herself to be a young lady. She's an ascetic, but she is also a little crooked. So she changed herself to a very young, beautiful lady and went to the assembly. So the King Janaka asked her, "Why are you here?" Because her intentions were to learn something which she was not representing. She was looking very different. So literally, King Janaka rebuked her, but she didn't mind. So you will find when you are young and appear to in the court, quite often you will face the rebuke of the court. So you are wasting your time, etc. You should know how to contain. Be cool, just like Lady Sage Sulabha did. She maintained that. Why are you here? Then she started. Since she asked the King Janaka, why am I here? Why are you here? So he started saying, I am here to tell you what the real speech is, the word. What do you mean by word? Voice. It's called voice or what? So she started her discourse, even though she was annoyed, rebuked, she held her tranquil, and you know what she said? A speech properly so called should be subtle, discriminative, and orderly. It should lead to a decision, indicate a purpose. A good speech is fraught with sense, unequivocal, it has to be fair, smooth, determinative, not bombastic, agreeable, truthful, and went on saying 18 such qualities. King Janaka was amazed with her wisdom. Because word is that something that comes from you. In the ancient time, all the sages, what they used to teach was what is called Atma Vidya. Atma Vidya is the knowledge of self. That knowledge of self, how it is brought out, it is by word. So what is that coming from? So what should be the qualification of those words? That it comes out of you. It is all written down. And she was telling when one speaks, you are speaking from within. People will know you only when you speak. Therefore, they said, a speech, if it is to be freed from fault of judgment, should not be prompted by lust, wrath, fear, greediness, abjectness, crookedness, shamefulness, tenderness, or conceit. A speech is said to be loose if there is agreement between the speaker and the listener. Otherwise, it is not loose. A speech which is though clear to the speaker himself and uttered without regard for the hearer produces no impression. You may be saying that the client will tell you, oh, you did not argue this, you did not argue that. So it's not that you cover everything. You should look at to whom you are addressing to. Then formulate it. There must be an ad item between the speaker as well as the listener. Have you ever been taught all this in this law colleges? And these are part of practice. When you really want to practice, listen to this wisdom. A speech again does not convey the meaning the speaker himself wanted to, but uttered solely out of regard for the hearer, is disingenuous and faulty. A speech, he alone is the speaker who employs words which, while expressing his own meaning, is also understood by the hearer. Court is not the place for to display your wisdom. You have to make sure that what you say is understood by the other. I had an experience one day, sitting in the court. I found the lawyer went on blasting. He was roaring, but the bench was snoring. And suddenly, he took the pencil and nodded at the court master. Please bring such and such book. And he brought the book and he was telling that all what you argue now is all used. You read this book and come back tomorrow to argue. Look at all the effort he said. That means nothing has gone into the minds of the guy. So humiliated. He can't say anything. He can't argue with him. So he quietly went. Traditionally, sage Brihaspati is called the Lord of Speech. The word indeed is light. Why was it stuck? The word indeed is the most excellent. You know where these are written? In the Brahad Aranyaka Upanishad. So it is the word that is important. It is the excellent expression from you. It is everything that comes out of you. And our former president, S. Radhakrishnan, has a book on all 18 Upanishads. In the introduction, he says, sometimes what is personified as what? The word is the personification, the only one, Almighty. The word is so sacred. It has to come from you, and when you come, it is a reflection of your Atma. It's a part of Atma Vidya. They call it Brahman. Whatever it is that word. God may be up there, but it's not always there. The term word is accepted in all religions, even in Christian religion. It is written, came into being through him, and without him, not one thing came into being. What has come into being in him was life, and the life was the light of the people. This is written in the St. John's Gospel, verse 1 to 4. Others will agree. So the word, it is accepted in all religions. It is divine. It is sacred. And that is the one, the origin, the whole origin. It said, thus takes Zarathustra. And what it comes out of you must be somehow with all the qualifications with the same Surabha said. Now, how it is practiced in India? It is called Tantra Yuktis. There were 32 Tantra Yuktis practiced, and it is mentioned in Kautilya in the last chapter. Tantra Yukti. Tantra is something, it is defined, that which removes blemishes from like impropriety, contradiction, etc. Tantra can be termed that which discusses the details, subject and concept, and also that which protects. It's a tantra. In Malayalam we call it, it's a tantra. It's something secret. It should protect itself as well. And what is yukti? It is that which removes blemishes like impropriety. When you say, when you speak, there is no yukti in it. When there is no sense in it. In the common languages are used. So there were 32 Tantra Yuktis explained with illustration by Kautilya in this last chapter. Incidentally, I have studied Kautilya 10 years, and my book is in print. so I know it in detail. All these Tanda Yuktis are not mentioned in our logic. It was coming in the form of Anvikshigi. The early form of Indian logic, Nyaya, was in the form of Anvikshigi. It starts from Vedic time. And one of the first chapters of Kautilya is also on Anvikshigi. What is Anvikshigi? You, by the concentrated research, concentrated mind, you see something. That is Anvikshigi. And out of it, the Indian logic came. And I'm not going through the Indian logic now. But the Gautama's interpretation, you must learn the Indian logic. It is so detailed. We have not learned the Aristotelian logic. They say it's all syllogism, inductive, deductive, fallacy. Incidentally, we all studied the Greek logic when we studied philosophy. But then the Indian logic is more advanced. I dare say even Aristotle took it from Indian logic and Vikshigi to his book Logica. He had a school called Elysium. And when he was the teacher of Alexander, when Alexander came to India, he was trying to destroy all this. And there was a gentleman, Callisthenes. Callisthenes was related to Aristotle. He was smuggling most of the book before Aristotle destroyed, before Alexander destroyed. He killed about 9,000 Brahmins in Takshila. And he was destroying everything. That is why, if I mentioned 1.5 lakhs manuscripts are today available, it is in South India. In the North, it is not available. They are all destroyed. So therefore, let us not imitate the West. Let us learn mostly from what is available here. When you speak, you reveal your inner self. Speak only when it is necessary. But when you speak, you must remain cool but assertive. Carefully choose the words that you may not regret later. Oh, sorry. How many ministers today say one thing, later on they retract? Out of excitement? Think twice before you speak. Don't get into avoidable argumentation. I had several occasions. But the experience has taught me to remain cool. And when you speak, it should reflect in the hearer what you spoke was wisdom, like a mirror. Can you achieve that? That is the practical training what we have learned from experience. Most of the senior lawyers do practice this. You know, they will look at the file and okay, I will do. But then, when you are a lawyer, a young lawyer, you can't afford to do that. You can't jump around circles. You have to go through it slowly. I remember once of taking more time. In Supreme Court, I had filed a very young age consent petition. But I was very sure the petition will go through. And after arguing with the 3 judges, I can name them, but I don't know. You know what they said? Bring him in chain. That means one who committed that contempt should be brought to the court in chains, with the non-bailable warrant. And the state of Bihar, and the issue was against the chief secretary of Bihar. The state of Bihar got frightened when the expression of the court. They engaged Lal Narayan Srihan, the most famous Attorney General of India, whose son was the Chief Justice later on. And he he met me outside the court. Mr. Varghese, what do you want? I said, sir, in Bihar, teachers were not paid for the last 2 years. I want the payment. Okay, I'll give you I'll see that the payment is made. So will you withdraw the matter of petition? He was very sure that Chief Secretary will go to jail. So I agreed. And when we went inside, he started speaking. Mr. Varghese said that the payment will be given within a week's time, and he is not pressing the contempt. And I tell you, this is the next important point: quick-wittedness. Never lose yourself. The court asked me, "Is that so, Mr. Varghese?" I said, "Yes, my lord." We had a discussion, but would your lordship mind recording this undertaking? Because if it is not written down, then he will back out. So he looked at me, stared at me. He didn't say anything. It was written down, payment was made, and after we got out of the court, he asked me, he told me, "Are a good lord." Okay. But let me ask you one thing. You speak so little in court. What is the secret? Then you know what he said? When you speak to the court not to be rejected. Remember, speak to the court not to be rejected. Never. And you are well posted, all those qualifications which Sulaiman was made were contained. And I remember on another occasion, you must, one of my advice to you is, take the opportunity as soon as it comes. Never say shy, but you must work very hard. I'm always sure that whenever I get an opportunity for final argument, I prepare it in written. You put it in writing. And there was a case where I was one of the arguing lawyers, and Mr. Nariman was also the famous early Nariman. Nobody in front of him. So he went to some other court. The court asked, "Mr. Varghese, you will." And luckily, I had prepared everything in writing. So after the almost with the bad end of it, Mr. Nariman came in. I finished. Then he stood up. And you know what he said? All what Dr. Varghese argues, I accept. Then he started his own writing. And you know, today, both our arguments, the written argument in that case, is published by Indian Social Institute. So when you prepare it thoroughly. Before I pray. One gentleman came to me, "Sir, I'm a dacoit. So I lost in all 3 courts below. I have to file appeal in Supreme. So why are you coming to me?" I said, "No, I went to so many lawyers. Nobody is ready to take." I said, "Why?" They are asking very high fees. So I will also ask very high fees. No, but they were telling you may not take very high fees. He told me, it was a surprise, "Sir, if I succeed in this case, I will go for sannyas. I will avoid all my evil deeds." But if I lose, I will go back, etc. So you go for Sanya, participate for me. Then he said, no. I know if I say that I will go for Sanya, that you succeed, I know that will be your peace. You will not say no to me. He good? And I prepared, thoroughly prepared for the king, and for this and for he lost the case. And this again I tell you, it is not for the lawyer who lose. It is the client who will win or lose. That is why the lawyer takes a fees in advance. So therefore, never think when you lose, don't dishearten. You did your job, and by doing it, you have excelled in your profession. You knew how to argue, you knew how to prepare, and you knew how to research. You have advanced in your practice. And let me complete that story and that's it. Around 2 o'clock early morning, I get a phone call. Sir, you have argued well, but I lost it. But I forgot to ask you, if I lose it, I will give you your fee. I told you, yes. What is your fee? You never told me. Then why are you asking me now? He said, I am in action. My goodness. I said, my brother, no, I don't need, I never bargain with my fees. Because if I say something, I will be party to what he is doing. So I was very careful. So is that the time? I just rebuked it. Is this the time to ring up a lawyer early morning, 2 o'clock? Please don't do it again. I close my. And if I said something, I will be a party to what he was. Suppose he is recording what I say. Therefore, be careful, even on the phone. When you speak, never lose your quick-wittedness. In whatever circumstances. What is fee after all? I could have made a lot of money. But it's not the fee, but you may get into trouble. I don't want to elaborate that. But my dear young friends, remember, prepare well for your argument and grab all the opportunity whenever it comes and never look for money. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We are nothing but grateful and thankful to have you here. And I'm sure all of us would love to propose an idea to have you with us on every possible occasion. And I think we would propose this idea to Father Davis to bring you as a guest for us every time. Thank you so much, sir. It is with immense pleasure we use this platform to release the newsletter of Christ Academy Institute of Law, Nyayavani, the Voice of Justice. And for this, I call upon Deepti Srivatsava, convener of Research and Publication Committee, to take over.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Deepti Srivatsava, convener of Research and Publication Committee at Christ Academy Institute of Law. On this auspicious day, I take immense pleasure to announce the release of third edition of the biannual newsletter of CHILD, that is Nyayavani, the Voice of Justice. The contribution of research articles to Nyayavani made by our students is selected through a rigorous filtering process by our editorial board to ensure the quality and give the best to our readers. The number of articles which we received for this edition was far beyond our expectation, demonstrating how keen the students are towards research. With the publication of this newsletter, we promise to improve on each edition and are confident to reach the zenith of success in the field of research very soon. Nyayavani overall gives a glimpse of various events conducted at CHILD, the students' achievements, and other activities held in the recent past. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the members of the newsletter committee, especially the faculty members, for their dedication to look into every minute details. Last but not the least, I would also like to congratulate the MCC for organizing the National Moot Court competition, and I wish all the participants all the very best. With this, I request Reverend Dr. Father Bobby Paul to come forward for releasing the third edition of Nyayavani and hand it over to Professor Dr. Joseph P. Worthy. I request other dignitaries to join as well. I thank all the dignitaries for the release of Nyayavani on behalf of Research and Publication Committee. I request the dignitaries to take over as seat and dice. Thank you once again. I now call upon Pratiksha to take over. Thank you, deeply. With this, we have come to the end of the inaugural ceremony. I wish you all a wonderful day ahead. Thank you all so much. I request the participating teams to leave the meeting and join us again in the second Google Meet link. And before that, I would like to call upon Sebas Simon to give us the vote.
Thank you, Pratiksha. Warm greetings to one and all present here. I deem it a great privilege and honor to propose a vote of thanks in the inaugural ceremony of Second Christ Academy Institute of Law National Moot Court Competition 2022. Firstly, we thank God Almighty for giving us a wonderful start to the upcoming competition. On behalf of the entire Christ Academy Institute of Law, I extend our gratitude to the chief guest, Professor Dr. Joseph P. Worthy, for gracing us with his presence and enlightening us with his knowledge. Sir, your wise words will remain an inspiration for all of us to show our mettle in the field of law. Thank you, sir. We convey our sincere gratitude to Dr. Father Babu Paul for delivering the presidential address and for supporting us in all our endeavors. Thank you, Father, in absentia. Heartfelt gratitude to our principal, Dr. Father Davis Panadu, for his leadership, guidance, commitment in ensuring the students of Kyle, as well as other students of law, for an opportunity to get exposure in the field of law and mooting experience. Thank you so much, Father. Now, I would like to thank our academic coordinator, Dr. Siri Jo, as well as other faculty members of Kyle for the continuous and constant support and guidance provided. Thank you, teachers. At this moment, I would also like to extend our gratitude to our tech team for constantly providing IT infrastructure and backing support. Thank you, George sir, Dilip sir, Minto sir, Asil sir, Viknesh sir, Jyoti ma'am, and all other technical and non-technical staff. Sincere gratitude to all the participants for joining us in the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for being a part of our institution's most esteemed endeavor. Thank you, guys. Extending warmest gratitude to all the Moot Court Committee members for their hard work and dedication. Last but not the least, thank you to all the audience for your support and cooperation. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shiva. I now request everyone to kindly write and read the follow tantrum as an action.
Christ the Calvary, out of your glory, brought for eternity. Christ the Calvary,
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय 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 जय
Thank you, everyone. With this, we have come to the end of the inaugural ceremony. I wish you all a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much. I request all the participating teams to leave the meeting and join us again on the Google Meet link that we provided to you in another 10 minutes. That's at 12:55. Thank you so much.